Hey everybody, it's Carol Billing and I'm your instructor for Education 201, the online section, or two sections actually, that are taken online, fully online. So to get to Blackboard, let me walk you through it. You're going to first go to the CWI website, so type in CWIdaho, CWIdaho.cc, and go to Quick Links in Blackboard. So from here, notice that you have new tutorials down here that I would take a look at those. We have a new version of Blackboard, so there might be some features you're not familiar with. You also have a student help button up here in case you have trouble with your login. Okay, so hopefully you won't. Going in, you should get dropped into your My Blackboard, and then you should be able to see your courses here under My Courses. So we are this one, and even if you're section 003, you're still in here. So the one with the W afterwards, that's the online sections. There's two sections in one. I'll put you all in one Blackboard because you don't have to interact with every single person in the class. You might interact with a couple, and it doesn't really matter if they're in your section or not. Okay. So here we go. First thing you want to do is review everything in announcements. So the video I'm making right now is going to go here, and hey, I think I'll fix that spelling error. Hopefully I can remember that. And if not, I'm sure I will at some point next week remember that spelling error. But anyway, the video is going to go here. You have a course calendar review, so make sure you watch that one, and a syllabus review, and so watch that one. And then I have a couple notes in here about stuff relating to CWI and to the course specific. This is a flyer about Office 2013 and 365, so if you're upgrading your Word, Excel, PowerPoint kind of software, even though it has nothing to do with education, all of the faculty at CWI, we're getting upgraded to 2013 in this semester. So you're going to start seeing documents and emails and stuff with Office 2013 documents. And so if you don't have that, it might start to become a problem, I would say, in the spring. So you can look at the two different versions. I think if you buy 365 or 2013, you'll be good with either option. Alright. So it just doesn't seem like enough announcements, but I guess it is. Alright. Faculty information. So here's my contact information, same stuff that I have in the syllabus, and it's all listed here. And if, so like, you may not do Google Hangout, but if you do, that's my email, and it's actually the email for the club, which I'm the advisor for, so that's why I use that. And Kik is an app for texting across smartphones, so instead of knowing the person's phone number, you just have to know their name. So that's what that is, just in case you are unfamiliar. Here is all the most important things. Here's your course calendar, which outlines all the assignments and when they're due, and there's a video over that in the announcements. And your course syllabus is embedded here. I also gave you a page of instructor quirks because I know every teacher is different, a little quirky, and I try to fly my quirk flag high, or dork flag, or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, rather than try to hide and pretend like I'm normal, I just go ahead and tell you, like, these are the things that are important to me, or here's how to reach me, or here's how my class might be different from other classes, either in structure, curriculum, or expectations. So that's what that document is. Hopefully that's helpful. Online specific course syllabus. So this is an online syllabus specifically for classes fully online. And then the institutional syllabus, which is created and maintained by the college, and it covers college-specific information. This should be the same in all of your classes. So if you read it in one class, it should be the same in all of your classes. And lastly, I put a link in here for the semester's calendar, which I found on the main website, CWI website, and I thought it was really handy. Nice, handy one-page handout. Okay, so the next buttons here, this is called the navigation bar. And the next buttons I have are all related to the content of the course. So the whole course is built here in assignments. Now I also give you buttons for individual tools like the discussion board, journals, wikis, blogs. groups, although I don't have any group things yet. I reserve the right to group you. And then exams. So the reason why I do that is at some point you might say, oh, I know I have a journal due, I just want to jump in and do the journal. So then you can click on journals, and then you can go straight to that specific journal and complete it. For now, though, what you want to do is go into assignments and start here and always work from the top down. So I first give you PDF copies of chapters 1, 2, and 3 from the textbook. So if you don't have your book yet, don't panic. You're covered through the first 3 chapters with these PDFs. Okay, so the first place you're going to go is how to begin. And then you're going to go through each one of these tasks, right? And so this just tells you, remember to go to faculty information and look at my contact information. I want to make sure you know where that is. Here is the link to remind you to go to exams button and complete the syllabus calendar quiz. And so that allows you to look at a copy of the syllabus and the calendar while you take the quiz. So either split screen it or print it out. And this just reminds you to go to the blogs button and do your introduction block. And the instructions are in that area, so you would go to blogs. And then right here, introduction blog. And now here's your instructions. Okay, so let's jump back here to assignments. Okay. Then I have, this is a really cool link where you can find out your shape and see where it says click to launch. Whenever I have a link in a Blackboard, I right click on it and I do open link in a new tab. And the reason why I do that is it opens whatever you clicked on in a separate tab. So I still have my Blackboard where I was right there, but I can click over on this tab and go to the website. Oops, there you go. All right. And then from here, you can enter the site. And this is the quiz right here that you're going to take to figure out your own personal shape. And it explains what shapes are and that sort of thing. But the nice thing about doing that right click, open in a new tab, is that you can go right back here. All right, then I have a quick video on how to wiki, in case you're new to wikis. And you have a shape wiki, so it just tells you to go there. And then it has a video here about, this is a really interesting video by a guy who's presented at the TED Talks on education. And then lastly, there's the expectations wiki here, and that just tells you go to the wikis and do it there. So if you click on wikis, you'll see the expectations and the what's your shape wikis. And when you click on them, the wiki page is actually, oh, I didn't make it. I will make that, and so you'll see the wiki page right there to do that. Maybe I'll just make a note real quick here. Okay. So that is how to begin. That is everything in how to begin. So kind of the introduction assignments. So we'll click back to assignments and go here into chapter 1. Okay, so I give you a quick overview of what the chapter is about, what I hope that you learn from the chapter, and then a summary of the assignments due in this chapter. And then these books are actually where the content is, so you would click on that book and you go right through these items from top to bottom again. Okay, good, there it is. Shoo, thought there was a problem there. All right, and the last one reminds you to go do the assignment. And then you can go back there to chapter 1 and go into this one, and you can go through these. And so these are actually links again to papers. Okay, that's interesting how that's doing that, but I think you get the idea. So there it is. And those are some interesting articles from the real world. I like real world stuff. Okay, the last thing here reminds you to go and take the chapter 1 exam that's in exams. So you would click here and you'll see you have your syllabus. It's also a calendar. Syllabus, calendar, quiz, chapter 1, chapter 2, and really, where's chapter 3? Let me check on that. I'll check your, oh, you know what? I know why. Okay, never mind. Sorry, you don't have chapter 3 up yet. It opens at the end of the first week, so my bad. All right, so that is assignments. I think you kind of get the idea of how that works. And then you'll go into chapter 2, and it's set up exactly the same way. It's always overview, objectives, assignments, then the actual content broken into areas based on the chapter, and then a reminder at the end to take the exam. Okay, Collaborate Live Classroom. At some point we may meet in it. This is just an open classroom. You can go into it any time. You just click that button and go through the prompts, and it will drop you in Collaborate Session. Makes a lot more sense when you're meeting someone there. And you all can meet each other there anytime. It's always open, or meet me there. You would want to email me first so I know that we're supposed to be meeting. You have your My Grades, and right now in your My Grades there could be assignments that are not on the course calendar yet. The course calendar is correct, but I have not done the final review on weeks 3 through the end. So that won't, when I do that, when I go through weeks 3 through the end, all of the remaining folders, that will finalize your grade book. So if you look in your grade book and there's things in there that you don't have in the calendar, don't freak out. It just means I haven't gotten all the way through grading those folders. Student resources, these are things CWI college-wide. So information tutoring lab, IT, one-stop, library, writing center, bookstore, ADA, other useful things. Strikingly missing is the testing center. Oh, and then it repeats again because the course has been copied from one semester to the next. So it just cycles over and over again. That's a whole other problem. But anyway, that's what student resources are. And then your tools. This is a listing of every tool that you can use in our Blackboard. So you should be thanking me right about now because I don't use all of the tools that are available. But these are all the tools that are available in Blackboard. And that is it for your Blackboard tour. I think that should give you a pretty good start on how I organize things, and by all means, please let me know if you have any questions about anything. Otherwise, it's ready and open. Talk to you more soon.